What is up, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. Today we are checking out the Crazy Tube Circuits Stardust V3. Now this pedal is designed to capture three distinct Blackface era circuits, one being the basement, the other being a Vibrolux, and the third is a deluxe, and those can all be chosen via a three-way switch on the top of the box. Now this one does have a 9-volt input as far as power goes, but it charge pumps or boosts up to 18 volts, which gives it a lot of headroom. I will say this pedal is pretty dynamic in nature. So yeah, let's get right into what's on the top of it. You have your volume control, and as I mentioned before, there's a lot of headroom there, so you can get all kinds of different tones pushing your amp or just dialing it with the gain. Right next to that is the gain control. That's obvious. We'll get into how that sounds in the demo. And then of course you have your tone control. Once again, that's obvious. I will say when the tone is dimed on this thing or all the way open, the pedal doesn't sound strident or harsh. We'll get into how that sounds. And as I mentioned before, you have a three-way switch that allows you to choose between those three circuits. In the up position, it gives you a basement. In the center, it gives you a Vibrolux, and then in the down position, it's the deluxe circuit. And then of course the foot switch for this is soft touch, and then the ins and outs on it are on the top of the pedal, so it's very pedal board friendly, which is great. So without further ado, let's check out the Stardust V3. Okay, let's check things out. As always, here's the guitar into the amp just for reference so we know what's going on. I've got it dialed pretty clean. We're going to have the pedal do all the work, so here is the Stardust. Okay, so just goofing around, playing sloppy. The only thing I changed on the pedal were just the three settings on that three-position switch. So in the up position, it's a Blackface basement. In the center, it's a Vibrolux. And in the bottom position, it's a deluxe. So without changing any controls, you can hear right now I'm on the Vibrolux. That's where I started before I started moving the switch. So now I'll throw it down to the deluxe. Now I'll throw it up to the basement. Okay, so the basement setting definitely has the most gain. There's the most low end there as well. Go back to the Vibrolux. less gain, maybe a little more mid-focused. And then we'll go to the deluxe. A little more top, a little more bottom, less mids. All three settings are pretty dynamic. In the bassman, in that setting, it's maybe the least dynamic of the three settings, but nevertheless is dynamic as far as just responding to just direct input from the instrument, just changing your touch. Okay, cool. Let's go back to the Vibrolux. We'll start in the center. I'm just gonna, first and foremost, let's roll the tone. I'm gonna roll the tone all the way off. Here's the tone at noon. Here's the tone all the way up. So dimed, it's not overly kind of ice picky or strident. It does get really dark depending on what amp you have. You can definitely dial out, you know, the top end on it. I like it around here. Okay, so in this Vibrolux mode, let's go ahead and just turn the gain down. We'll turn the volume up. We'll go the other way. So lots of gain and differences as far as touch, feel, how it responds on tap, because you can use that volume control because it's got so much headroom to run less gain and maybe push your amp a little bit harder. You could definitely use this as an always-on box, and that's just in the Vibrolux setting. But there's quite a bit of versatility there, which is cool. Let me put, set stuff like this. Let's go to the deluxe. And I'll just kind of do the same thing. I'll move the gain around. So it also rolls off well if you just back your guitar off. So it's pretty dynamic from just touch sensitivity as well as being able to roll the volume off. That was with the gain almost all the way up, and I could still roll things down. So now let's check out the Bassman. So even in that setting with the Bassman, the one thing I will say is it does get a little bit, I guess, woolly. So I have a tendency to want to just dime the tone when it's gained out that much because there's so much low end in that circuit. But it still rolls off nicely, even with the gain ran rather tall or more kind of cranked up. Definitely still pretty dynamic as far as touch sensitivity. Works fine. So that is the Stardust V3. If you've got any further questions about it, go to the website and check it out. And as always, I really appreciate you guys watching. If you like the content, please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, it would help me out a bunch if you did, so you don't miss anything in the future. So yeah, once again, thank you, and yeah, we'll see you next time.